The Carter Ranch had always stood apart, both in distance and in spirit. For over a century, it had belonged to the Carter family, who treated the land not only as property, but as an inheritance of pride, labor, and history. Jeremiah Grandpa Carter, a 73-year-old retired railroad worker, lived there quietly, tending to his cattle and fields. But peace never lasts long when powerful neighbors take interest. When new suburban developments crept closer to his boundaries, the local homeowners association began eyeing the ranch with increasing disapproval. They claimed his open pastures disrupted the uniform look of the neighborhood. First, they sent him letters demanding beautification, compliance. Jeremiah ignored them. Then came fines, followed by thinly veiled threats. Finally, one brisk autumn morning, trucks appeared at his gate, and workers started unloading materials. "We're here to install fencing," the foreman barked when Jeremiah asked what they were doing. "The HOA wants this ranch enclosed to keep everything in line with community standards." Jeremiah, leaning on his cane, studied the men hammering posts into the earth. They were trespassing, yet so confident in their authority it seemed they believed the land already belonged to them. But Jeremiah wasn't a man to be outwitted so icily. He let them finish their work, watching in silence as they erected a long steel fence that wrapped around his property. By evening, the ranch was sealed off, except for one large, industrial gate with a heavy lock. What the HOA had overlooked was the deed to the surrounding strip of land. Jeremiah had quietly purchased it years earlier from an old farmer, securing not just the soil, but also the easement rights to the only road leading in and out. That meant the fence on the gate stood entirely on land he owned. The next day, Jeremiah drove into town and asked the locksmith to cut him a fresh set of keys. When the HOA president arrived a week later with his entourage to inspect the fencing, they found the gate locked tight. "You'll need to open this up," the president demanded. Jeremiah simply smiled, dangling the single key in the air. "This here gate stands on my land. This key belongs to me alone." The realization washed over them like cold rain. They had boxed themselves out of the very property they had tried to control. Without access through Jeremiah's gate, the fence was nothing more than a steel monument to their own arrogance. From that day on, Carter Ranch remained untouched. Neighbors soon spread the tale. The HOA had tried to cage an old man's legacy. But Grandpa Carter bought the lockhand, the land beneath it, before they ever knew what hit them.